All right, welcome. I'm Jennifer Elliott. Welcome to Vinyin. We are working Manipura chakra this week, so we'll be doing a lot of abdominals and twisting, and so we'll work that throughout the practice. Welcome. You'll definitely want a couple of blocks. You'll definitely want a strap, and let's get started in a 2-block heart opener. Welcome, or just flat on your back, whatever you'd like. So again, 2-block heart opener or flat on your back. All right, so the upper back is either on this sideways block or you are flat. And we're working Manipura chakra in the core, but we're going to do a lot of twists today, which is kind of from the navel up, really in the thoracic ribcage area. So that's what we want to highlight, become aware of. Just starting to coil that thoracic spine in. Nice open heart. The knees bent if you'd like. It's kind of nice on the back. And then just breathing in and out through the nose. Beginning to connect your Ujjayi breathing. Feel that gentle constriction of the glottis, base of the throat, creating that nice wave sound. You might set your intention for practice. While you're continuing to breathe, let's interlace the hands, press the palms straight up, and then send the arms back behind you. So really pressing the thumb side of the hand further. Get a little bit more length through the side waist. We'll bring the arms up, maybe change the interlace, reach the hands to the ceiling again, and then back behind you. Pushing back through the palms, firming those outer arms in. And releasing the arms. If you're on blocks, let's go ahead and roll to the right, come off of those blocks. We're gonna make our way onto our back again, and just grab your strap. So we're gonna move into Supta Bhujangasana A and C. So take your strap over your right foot. And notice a lot of times I have us put the strap kind of closer to the toes. Usually we avoid the arch, but today let's put the strap at the heel bone. And just kind of pull that heel bone down as if you could feel your whole leg bone kind of anchor into the socket. Wide through the collarbones. Flex through the feet. And really engage the inner thighs toward one another. You can put the straps into the left hand, the right thumb and the right hip crease, kind of pin that hip away, and then take the right leg over the body to the left. I don't have room, so I'm going to move here. But essentially, you're letting the whole leg unit roll over. So you're on those left pinky toes. The right arm goes out to the right. And I can use this left elbow to press down and peel that left side of the ribcage up. And we'll find this shape in a couple different ways today. Let's bring the right leg up. Put your left foot into the strap, lower the right leg to the floor. And again, move that strap closer to the heel bone and just really anchor down with that strap, feeling the whole leg bone kind of anchor into the socket. Flex through both heels. Straps into the right hand, left thumb, left hip crease, pin it away. And then when you're ready, cross the leg over. And I'm just sort of rolling onto that bottom pinky toe. The arm is out and I'm inching that right shoulder blade out from underneath me. Couple breaths here. Back to center. Pull both knees into your chest, hands under the knees. We're going to rock forward and back. And then come on up to hands and knees. All right, when you get to hands and knees, we're going to take a block. I think it was last week or the week before we did block between the thighs. We'll kind of do a similar action here in the beginning. So block between the thighs, and you're just in a nice table pose. Really hug those inner thighs into the block. We can root through the palms and the shins. You may just start first the cat-cow. So inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round spine. And do this a few times, but really just focusing on those inner thighs engaging. And then make your way to table pose. Take the right arm out to the right. Inhale, reach it high. And then exhale, start to sweep it underneath. Inhale again, reach the arm high. And exhale, sweep it underneath. One more and then we'll keep it. So inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep that right arm under. Bring the right ear and shoulder down. The left arm can reach forward or right behind your back. We're trying to level the pelvis and really squeeze the inner thighs into that block. And make your way back to table, hands and knees. Squeeze the thighs into the block, the left arm out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Twice more on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. All right, just settle wherever you're at. But again, our main focus is engaging the inner thighs and kind of pulling the hips back to center. Make your way to hands and knees. Spread wide through the fingers. Have the hands just be ever so slightly in front of the shoulders. Then we're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips, and find downward facing dog. Just reach up and back. Couple of breaths here. Now, obviously, you have the block between the thighs, so you may not feel like the heels are going to ground right away. Not really pedaling out the feet, but do the best you can. And a week or two ago, whenever we did it, we really hugged the thighs into the block. We tried to spin the block back. You'll notice the heels widen a little bit if you can find that. And then shift forward into plank. Top of your push-up. If the wrists aren't ready, just put knees on the ground. Our main focus is getting those legs strong, really active around the block, and try to spin the inner thighs up. Like we're going to pop the block up. Couple more breaths here, kind of widen across the collarbones. Corset that navel in. Lift up and back, down dog. Really use those inner thighs. Shift forward, plank. We'll just do this once today. Tip forward from knees or plank, and then lower all the way down to your belly. When you arrive, reach back through the toes, lift the heart into a low cobra, and release. Lift the heart, low cobra. If you're ready, you can take up dog, but we have plenty of opportunities. And then however you arrive, down dog. All right. Put your knees on the ground. Move that block back up to the front of your mat. Find down dog again. And let's raise the right leg up behind us to the height of the hip. So press through the heel, just like that heel was pushing into the strap. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Round the upper back. Inhale the leg back. Exhale, knee to the left arm. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose, set the foot next to the right thumb tip. Left hand remains on the floor or block, the right arm out to the right. Before you do anything, drive back through the heel. Squeeze the inner thighs together like the block is still there. And then inhale, reach that right arm high. Good. Press down through the bottom hand, reach up through the top. Really hug those inner thighs together. And then bring the right hand down. Drop the back knee down. Shift back into half forward splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. The toes come up. And again, with this heel, we're going to dig the heel into the mat, kind of drag it back isometrically as we pull the chest forward. Since the back feels like it's rounding like cat, you can pull the chest forward like cow. And you can't tell, I have a little bend in my knee, hyperextend, so look straight. Let's go ahead and shift forward, plank. Hug those inner thighs into the imaginary block. From plank your knees, tip forward, lower slowly. Let the legs be your primary sort of grippers here. Inhale, lift the heart, cobra or up dog. Again, inner thighs reach up. Down dog. The left leg lifts just to the height of the hip. Take a moment here to really drive back through that heel like it was pressing into the strap. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose, set the foot next to the left thumb tip. Right hand remains on floor or block. Squeeze the thighs together, drive the right heel back. Left arm out, and then inhale, reach it. We'll just stay here. Push down as you reach up. But again, let the legs be your primary sort of engagers. Hand down, back knee down, hinge back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Take that heel in, pull it back. Chest tries to drive through. And then shift forward, step to plank. And take a full vinyasa on your own. So maybe you might stop halfway down and come into your up dog, or lower to the ground, take any version you'd like. Down dog. All right, so a couple of breaths here in your down dog. You can continue to press your inner thighs back like that block is there. Widen across the collarbones. And let's walk to the back of our mat. You might feel like you want to flip the hands over, give the wrists a nice little break. Grab elbows. Hands to hips. Lead with the chest and come on up to stand. All right, so let's come up to the top of our mat, Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. So arms can either reach forward or side, just depends on what you're comfortable with. Inhale, the arms rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale through your vinyasa, Chaturanga. Back bend, down dog. All right, this can always be child's pose. This can always be table. So pressing into the palms, lifting up out of the hips. Thigh bones pressing back, heels grounding. Eye to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Some of you hands flat. Arms rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Round two, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. All right. And just breathe. Eye to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway and fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's take one more on our own, but we will meet in down dog. So when you arrive there, I'll guide us out. So on your own. Take a few breaths in down dog. Eye to your toes. Bend your knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, interlace your hands, press your palms straight forward like we did earlier, just to kind of get those wrists a nice stretch. Send the arms up, get long through the side waist. And then let's go ahead and melt a little bit over to the right, but try to keep your feet rooted evenly, pull your belly in. And come up, get tall over to the other side. And come up, inhale, and exhale, dive forward. Come up halfway. They're optional now, so you can step or hop back for a vinyasa, or go right to down dog, whatever you do. The right leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the leg back again. Exhale, knee to the left arm. Try to use the abdominals to lift. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot to the center of the hands. Through the back heel and come on up. Warrior two. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn to mirror you. All right, so setting up your pose. Front heel intersects the back arch. The hips are ever so slightly rotated to the bent knee. And for this first one, place your hands on your ribs, kind of just under the breast line, and lift your own waist up. So really grow tall, and then turn your ribs a little bit towards the back straight leg. So not the hips, hands are kind of right over the breasts. Lift and then rotate. So we want to square the chest, but not the hips. All right, then arms go out. All right, and what you'll notice is that the chest keeps wanting to turn back into the bent knee. So little micro internal movements, get tall, little rotation of the ribs to that back leg. Great, sink a little deeper into the lunge. Lengthening through the spine, little tiny rotation towards the back leg. We're gonna lean right, elbow to the thigh, send the top arm over. Get long through that bottom waist. And that same rotation, just feel the left, the top ribs rotate up a little bit. Drive the weight into the right heel. Find your breath. And make your way to warrior two. Straighten the legs, parallel the toes, reach the arms up. We'll bend the left knee and make our way to warrior two on the other side. So still facing that same direction. Notice you might be leaning. Bring the shoulders back, and you can do it with your hands or just internally. Get tall, and then revolve just around the breastbone. Turn the ribs towards the back leg. So warrior two. Tall, little revolve. Great. Drive the weight into that left heel. You can lean left, elbow to the thigh. Top arm over. Get long. Revolve the top ribs open. So anytime you're twisting, there's two things we want to do. We want to inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. You can find those actions in all these poses, which I think are really great. 2 more breaths. And come back, warrior 2. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up, parallel the toes, hands to hips. And usually I like to bring my legs in a little bit. They feel a little wide, but we're going to move into Prasarita Padottanasana. So hands on hips, lift the chest, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Place the hands on the floor in front of you, or maybe the blocks. I'm just going to turn sideways to see you. Get really long in the spine, and then we're going to put the left hand on the floor or block, push under our face. The right arm out to the side again. Hug the inner thighs in like there's a big block between the legs, and then take that right arm high. Great. Place the top hand on your hips for a moment, your low back, look down, and shift the weight a little bit back to that left leg and feel that pelvis get sort of level. Chest pulls forward, inner thighs engaged. Right arm out again, maybe reach it up. If you have low back concerns, let your hips do what they want. But if you feel okay, try to keep that nice level pelvis. And bring the top arm down. Okay, get long first. Right hand under the face on the floor block, left arm out. When you're ready, reach it. Notice if the hips are kind of twisting over. You can tell by placing your hand on your sacrum, realigning, and then turning open from the shoulder. And I'm going to keep my hand on my hip because this shoulder is a bit tight. So for me, this is enough. Breathe. And then bring your hands down. Get long. Firm up those thighs. If you don't want to draw head below the heart, stay here. Otherwise, let the torso just hang between the legs. Maybe elbows stacked over wrists. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Let's think of A version looking like a capital A. Come up halfway. Stay low, turn to the right. Hands on the floor, step into plank. And then you can decide if you want a vinyasa, great, enjoy. If you want to skip it, great, enjoy, move to down dog. And the left leg lifts, height of the hip. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose, step up. Warrior 2. I'm going to look funny because I'm going to mirror. I'll set up here on this other side. And of course, that same work of rotating the chest open. Now, I tend to look over my chest to see you, but that also feels nice on my neck. Classic is looking over the front hand. So just kind of whatever you choose here. Straighten up the left leg. I like to shorten my stance. It's up to you. Kick the hips back and reach forward for triangle. Now, since we don't have a block on both sides, let's just put the hand on the shin if that's okay. Get long in the spine. That same rotation, top ribs up, bottom ribs out. Engage the thighs. Inhale, rise, come up. Reach the hands up, parallel the toes. Bend the right knee. Warrior 2 as you kick the left heel back. Same thing, lift and lengthen. Rotate the ribs towards the back leg. Straighten the legs. Some of us shorten the stance. We're still turning the back toes in. We're going to reach and then find our way into triangle. Get long in the side waist. Rotate top ribs high. Firm your thighs, inhale, rise, come all the way up, hands to hips, parallel the toes. Interlace the hands behind you, or grab your strap if you feel like you're really tight in the shoulders. As wide as you need. My loop is pretty wide here. I'm just going to leave it there. Lift the chest, inhale, and then exhale, fold. So this is wider than I'd even normally do with my strap, but it feels pretty good, so I'm going to stay there. Okay, release the hands. Come up halfway, stay low, turn left, face the front of your mat, and step into plank. Vinyasa or don't, we'll meet in down dog. All right, so take a few breaths here. And then raise your right leg up again, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, and we'll just do it this one time. So knee to nose, hang out there for a moment. And then step your right foot next to your right thumb tip. Now, instead of dropping the back heel down, which would be like a warrior two, let's just kind of move the left foot up and over for warrior one. And then go ahead and rise. All right, so we have the same thing happening with the ribs, where they're wanting to turn open. So take your left hand forward and offer it forward like you want to give me a handshake. Notice how that gets that back hip involved. Lift through the pubic bone, send that top arm high again. Sink into the lunge. Great. Straighten the legs, hands on hips. You can see they're a little too long, so shorten up the stance. Hands on the hips. Usually the right hip is forward, so pull it back, match that left hip so they're even. Lift the chest, and then exhale, soften the knee and fold. And I'm going to reach for my blocks. Most of you have your blocks near the front of your mat. Just find them and put them tall, frame your front foot. And now we're bringing everything together that we've done. So first, hug the inner thighs together like the block is still in between the legs. Move that left hand a little closer to the foot on the block. Right thumb into the right hip crease. Pin that hip back. Pull your chest forward. Squeeze those inner thighs in, so you should really feel like the legs are doing all the work. Left hand can stay or move to outside block. All right, this might be it. This is a lot. Some of you will take that right arm out, and some of us will reach that arm. But our main goal is to keep driving down through that back heel. You can see my hip wants to roll out to the right, so I'm trying to pull the right hip back. Left hip forward. Really driving the heel down the back foot, engaging the legs. Top hand down. Move the blocks forward about a foot. Almost done with this right leg, I promise. Pick up the back leg and rotate the toes down. Left hand moves a little more under the heart, right arm out. Take a moment here, reach from head to heel. Out through the fingertips. And then when you're ready, raise that right arm up. The back leg is going to want to drop. Can you lift it from the inner thigh? Back toes facing down. Breathe. Revolved. Ardha Chandrasana. Yeah, it might be hand on hip. It's a hard pose. One more. And bring your hands down. Bring your feet down. Take a chair pose for a moment. And push through the heels and rise. Arms down by your sides. Whew. All right, that right leg is tired. Let's give it a little stretch. You can just reach for the heel. Nothing too serious. I'm even using the wall. If you want to make this a full king dancer, go for it. But we're just getting off that right leg, giving it a nice stretch. And release. Okay, top of the mat. Tadasana. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Come up halfway. Step or jump back, up to you if you want a vinyasa, or skip it and go right to down dog. Sometimes less is more, so do what works for you. The left leg lifts, height of the hip. And then exhale, knee to nose. Hold it there for just a moment. Plant that foot next to the left thumb tip and move the right foot a little over and up for warrior one. Come on up. All right. Right hand moves forward. Offer that handshake. Get those whole back ribs involved. And then send the arms back up. Lift up out of the waist. Even here, as if you could lift your own ribs up. And then absorb those front floating ribs in. Straighten the legs, hands on hips. Shorten that stance most likely. All right, square the hips, lift the chest. Forward fold when you're ready. Parsvottanasana. Support yourself with your blocks. And take your time, we're in no rush, right? So seal the back heel down. Pull the chest forward. Squeeze those inner thighs in. And then start to move that right hand in. Left thumb into the hip crease, heart forward. This side's more challenging for me. What about you? This is about where I'd like to be, but I might try that outer block. I still have to lengthen. And then if I want, I can take that arm up, but it may not happen on this side. There's all these parts that have to happen, right? Before we even move into it. And this is a lot of work. My legs are really, really working. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down, move them forward, pick up the back leg. Almost your last standing pose. Turn the back toes down. Lift from the inner thigh. Right hand moves a bit more central, left arm out. And when you're ready, open it up. Revolved. Ardha Chandrasana. Parivrita. Ardha Chandrasana. Pressing through the back heel like you did into the strap. Hugging those inner thighs in. We got it. 2 more breaths. 1, 2. Okay, feet together. Let's feel like an optometrist. Better 1, better 2. Find chair, stand up, and release. Okay, final standing pose. We got to reach for that back ankle, left ankle. And again, do what you want. I'm being pretty casual with mine here. And go ahead and release the foot. The feet are hip width. I'm going to move my blocks kind of out of my way. And release the hands, or use your strap, but hopefully we've kind of done that work here, opening the chest. And then soften the knees, take a big forward fold. We'll go ahead and release the hands. Step into plank. Take your final vinyasa or go right to child's pose. And then if you took your vinyasa, move to child's pose. We're not quite in yin yet, almost. Grab my stuff here. Okay. So from your child's pose, go ahead and roll yourself up. and come onto your back. So we'll do two last little vinyasa moves and then we'll go right into our yin. So a lot of our work was sort of side to side, right? Asymmetrical. So these last two yin poses or vinyasa poses are to create some symmetry. So we're going to take the feet up to the ceiling, big toes touch, reach the hands up, hook the thumbs, and then take an inhale, move your hands back, feet forward any amount. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, move, feet forward, hands back. Exhale, return. And then just continue on your own. Just allowing the core to have a nice contraction, everything sort of level and even. Let's do 3 more. Last one. All right. Bend your knees, feet on the floor, arms by your sides. Last active pose, we'll do a bridge. Walk those arm bones underneath you. Scoop up the hips, make sure you're just looking at the ceiling. And then you can hold the mat or interlace those hands underneath. But your twists are great prep for back bends. Maybe back bends aren't normally your thing, but we've done the work, at least in the thoracic cavity, the rib cage area, to promote better back bends. Go ahead and lower. Knees knock in, give yourself a little rest. And we're going to do another back bend. We're going to make it active unless you're not. So if you want this to be right into a yin version, that's fine. So if you want to do a yin version of bridge, go for it. Otherwise, take an active bridge. Even here, the heels are rooting. It's kind of all that same work. And then we lower. Knees knock in, take a little rest. And then we'll join you if you were in that supported bridge. Take a block or prop. Lift your hips, slide that prop underneath. Feet to the ceiling, or you can do legs up the wall. And we are officially starting our first yin pose. Congratulations. Good job, everyone. And we will be here for 3 minutes. Okay. Allowing everything to rest. About a minute in. You may notice with the twists, it's a little bit more heat building or fire building. And that is that digestive fire that we're trying to affect. And in our yin, we want to calm that internal fire. We can do it just by inverting or sort of moving slow in our poses. Or you can consciously slow things down by slowing the breath down. Got about another minute. Twenty seconds. Go ahead and bend the knees. Put the feet onto the floor if you were away from the wall. Rebound for a moment in bridge. And feel the hips up, move that prop out from underneath. Hips to the floor, keep them on the floor, a little rebound, knees knock in, rest. All right, and we did a lot of the inner thighs engaging, so we're gonna give them a nice stretch. You can do it. I don't personally like to hang out happy baby the whole time because we'll be here for 3 minutes, but it can be done. So I'm gonna do butterfly. You can also do frog, and then I'll straighten my legs for dragon. So that's what I'm gonna do. So think of inner thighs, bent knee, then probably straight leg, whatever version you want. But we'll be in each version for 3 minutes. So inner thighs, 3 minutes. And if you want to support the inner brow, if the low back is bothering, you might want something like the happy baby. You can like put your feet at the wall, or you could even do a wide knee child's pose. Main target is just those inner thighs. And again, we continue to slow the breath. Halfway mark. Make changes. Final minute. More seconds. Okay. So go to your deeper version. So the straight legs. You can even do this at the wall, which is quite nice. It's also really nice on the back. So straight leg version or second version of inner thighs. We'll stick with the 3 minutes again. And you might find ways to support the brow or just kind of drop in a little deeper. A minute in. Nice about Vinyin for the evenings. We can kind of burn off our daily energy, right? We have long days, work days. We can kind of burn out all that energy, things we've been holding on to. And then the second part of this practice, we're really just kind of slowing down. We're tuning in and we're bringing our nervous system back to a place of rest so that we can rest for the evening. Another minute. And more seconds. Come out. And again, we want to stick with this idea of symmetrical. And so we are going to take a forward fold. Everyone's different with this forward fold. So if the standard forward fold doesn't feel good for you, this could be a child's pose, legs up the wall, or even dangling. We just want to kind of stretch the back body that did so much work for us. We'll do 3 minutes. I feel pretty okay. A lot of times when I do forward fold, I want a bolster or a blanket under my knees. We did a lot of work today. I'm feeling all right. And again, if you don't want to forward fold, child's pose or anything that just sort of stretches out the spine. Grab a minute in. Way through. Last few breaths. Okay, come out of your pose and slowly make your way to your back. And do what you need here. So maybe you do a finishing twist. I won't set kind of a whole timer for us, but there's some poses you'll feel like you're missing, like one final twist, or happy baby, or thread the needle. Just take this minute to do these finishing poses. When you're done, we're all in a different timing here, but when you're done, start to make your way to Shavasana or to seated meditation. If the low back is tender, bend the knees or put something underneath them. And we will be in our finishing pose for 3 minutes. Just allowing ourselves to fully rest and digest all the work we've done into our fire center, Manipura. the fingers and toes. If you're on your back, slowly make your way upright, put your arms overhead, bend your knees, roll to the right, and eventually pressing upright. Hands to heart, gratitude for all the time and effort you put into you. Lift our chest, and bow our heads. Namaste. Thanks, yogis. Hope you have a great night. I'll stay on if you want to chat. Otherwise, I'll see you soon.